All right, so this is more of an informational type video I'm going to make for my 96 Powerstroke F250 Ferd. Symptoms, battery drain type symptoms. So it's wintertime, 30 degrees out, go in the truck, totally dead. First issue. Truck really takes really hard to jump. I mean, I'm talking 2 jump boxes and another car running. Even after fully charging the batteries, or I thought we're fully charging the batteries on there, put them on a tender, put them on a charger. Tenders said they were good. Tried a different charger. This one said that one was good and one wasn't accepting a full charge. I went through all the internet. If you're going talking to Ford guys on the internet, it's impossible. You know, everyone says it's not the batteries, it is the batteries, it's the alternator, it's the voltage protection relay, it's the relay on the fender, it's the starter, blah, blah. Well, I knew my starter was good because it would crank. I knew my alternator was good because I just replaced it. I knew that my starter relay was good because I was assuming it was good. So after, 3 days of mulling it over, I finally broke down and bought new batteries, put new batteries in, and we're going to see if it's going to start. I think that's going to solve the issue, and we'll find out here in a second. Oh, so here's where we're at. I have been fighting with the F250 I got problems. So problem number 1, I'm absolutely pissing coolant out of the water pump seal and a couple other places. I knew that was happening, but it's gotten much worse to the point where it's just sitting here dripping. I don't think I've ever had a car that just sits and see that? The engine's not even running and it's dripping. I mean, it's a lot. That's worrisome. But that's gonna get fixed. I got another issue though. And this is, well, let's check out this side right here. See that? That's a gap. That's a healthy little gap between this beautiful worn bumper and the body panels of the fender of the truck. This side not so much. It was always been a little tight here, and I've known, and it's scheduled to get done, and I need a new radiator support, right? So there it is, and she's gone. Yeah, it's so the truck's just resting on the bumper. So that's another problem. Well, it brings me back to my third problem. It keeps dying. So I thought it was a battery drain. I replaced the alternator. There's a video of that. This battery would charge. That one, I think, might have been bad. I couldn't get a full charge out of it. I didn't load test it. I don't know. I just said, screw it. I went and got new batteries. And now we're going to try to get it started. I think it'll crank. It was having a very weak crank. Just wasn't getting enough amps, I don't think. I don't think it's the starter. But it would start with 8 jump boxes hooked up to it. So I didn't even film that. I'm not even going to mess with that now. So let's see what it does now when I try to go and try to crank. All right, so we're gonna crank it, give it a good bit of glow plug. I don't know if it's gonna start. It should start. It did start before I replaced the batteries with a bunch of jumper cables. I had cranked it a bit, so it's probably not gonna be happy. There's probably some fuel in there that'll burn off, but let's see what she looks like. Interesting. Let's try it again. All right. Well, a tiny bit of white smoke. Let me jump in the cab and try to give it some fuel. interesting. I guess this also kind of counts for a cold start video as well. It's about 30 degrees, new batteries. I cranked it before, it just gave me a bunch of white smoke. I mean, the truck always starts. Let's let the glow plugs run a little bit more. I mean, it's cold, but it's not that cold. Battery's reading good. Come on. All right. So she started, but I got the battery light on. Man, what's is she charging? That's not great. Oh, there we go. That's better. Battery light's on. I want to jiggle some things so we can get that off. Oh. All right, I just topped up the coolant. Again, the goal for this is just to get the truck started so I can get to the shop later on to mess with the coolant. You can see where it's starting to cool up. Yeah. Wonderful. So yeah, I'm gonna let it warm up for a little bit. It's been sitting unplugged, charging and whatnot, the two bad batteries. Hopefully there wasn't something causing them to go bad, and I'm not gonna ruin two more batteries, but they're from 2018. Big heavy truck, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I want to just go ahead and eliminate that, even though the internet tells you not to. So, again, I'm going to let it charge up for a little bit. I got to secure the batteries and everything back down, put all this stuff away. But, man, that had me worried there for a second, because I don't know enough about these big diesels to really get into the troubleshooting. So, start with the easy stuff and work my way that way. Man, that's a lot of coolant. Damn. She lives. All right, battery light's off. Much happier now. I think I've got a loose connection or something there that causes that. That seems like a problem for another day, though.